What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the No Cap Space. Tyler, Greer, Shawnee. We got a good one. We got a good one here today, folks. I am ready for this. The reigning champion, one of the biggest stars in college basketball, the deepest bag potentially in college basketball, MiLaysia Fulwiley is joining us. MiLaysia, thank you so much. We've been looking forward to this. Get the horns out. It's worthy. It's worthy. Thank you for taking the time today.
No problem. Thank you guys for having me.
All right, so we're gonna do things just a little bit differently today. So Shawnee is our resident South Carolinian, like she is fam through and through. Throw it up. So like she has to get going. So, but we want her to get all her questions off. So she's gonna take the ISO at the beginning, and then me and Greer will take it from there. So Shawnee, it's all you.
So Cock's always up. You know, I've been talking mad smack on the internet. Love it. Thank you guys for allowing me to do that. But just first, it's been a crop of athletes starting from, going from Asia to like Zion to like Ja, then like you and Ashton, like y'all are holding it down for the state of South Carolina. Like, what is that like being able to put on for the state like that?
It's just amazing to, support your hometown and your state, and just to be able to do it with not only just yourself, but you got a whole lot of people that's very good at the sport that they play, like Asia, Ja, Ashland. So, and I'm blessed to be able to know all of them. So I'm just really blessed to just be here and represent my state and just tag along with the great people, because they're making great decisions in life, and they're also just doing great at their sport.
And did that have any impact on your decision to stay home and play at South Carolina?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Asia, she was like a good blueprint for me. I seen how things went with her. Her life is like very successful. She had a very successful season at South Carolina. She won a national championship. So just to see Asia do those things, it was just made it kind of clear as day for me, because I've seen her be successful, and I see Ashland, she had played a year here before me, and how things went for her, and she was just telling me like it's a major program and I wouldn't want to miss out. So I think definitely.
And I know that statue didn't hurt. You go rub it like the Showtime at the Apollo Oak, for good luck.
Yeah, definitely. I ride past it all the time, and it's just inspiring to me. And not only me, but like I'm pretty sure all the other young girls who's coming out of state of South Carolina, to just see Asia, her statue, and all the great things she's accomplished, and how they rewarded her for accomplishing all those goals here at South Carolina. So it definitely made me like, oh yeah, I need one of those. And I just
yeah. Okay, so they got the building material. Let me go ahead and get me one of them.
Right.
All right, so I need you and Tyler to be chill. Don Staley started coaching my senior year of high school. And all right.
Sorry. That was
all right. And that's exactly what I'm talking about.
That was my strike.
She came, and I've seen her connect with the city in a way that I don't see too many coaches do. Like, I've seen people come out at 9:00 games in their pajamas, and she had cookies and milk for them. I see them come, all over the world. Wherever y'all play, people pull up. What has she done as somebody she recruited locally to really connect with the city and the state, just in that way?
For me, I think it's really just how she just poured into state of South Carolina. I feel like she wasn't from here, so for her to just come here and want to build the legacy that she has built, it just meant a lot to me, and it just showed me how great of a person she is, because she could have went anywhere else, being Don Staley, one of the greatest coaches of all time. So just for her to come here and just to buy into the state of South Carolina and our program, and not only just her program, but like the fans, everyone around the state of South Carolina, they love her so much. And that's not only because she wins, that's because how much of a great person she is. So for us to just be so local, and like all my family and stuff, they say like, oh, I seen Don Staley at this place and she was just so nice. And just for them to say stuff like that, it just meant a lot to me, because it's showing how she is as a person. And I just love authentic people and real people, and I think she definitely checked all those marks for me.
Look, you go up and down 2 nuts, you might just run into Don Staley. It might just happen.
Right.
Okay, so I know you're a little younger, so I did have a question. Just in terms of your game style, have you ever watched and won mixtapes?
Darn
it, she's too young.
Yeah. But no, I definitely started the series on Netflix. I think one day I was like, "What is?"
There you
I'm
go.
really seeing it. I think they had just put it on Netflix or something. So I like started clicking on it and I watched like the beginning, and they're really just showing how they really went from they first started like showcasing games and stuff at different parks. But I didn't really get too far, so that's all I can remember from watching the N1 mixtapes.
Okay, so then this is my final question on my way out. Where did you get this game from? Because you have a very N1 game, and if you keep watching Hot Sauce, you learn about the professor, you learn about Half Man, Half Amazing. You're gonna learn about all those people if you keep on. I need you to do that though. That's your homework.
Not homework.
Yeah, that's your homework. Get into some N1.
I actually met the professor.
No way.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's dope. But like, so where do you get that type of style of play from if you weren't growing up on N1 mixtapes like some of us on here, you know? Shut up, Tyler.
With me, I kind of grew up on just watching hoop mixtapes. So like a long time ago, I think they used to just like make a mixtape with like a whole bunch of like good plays, but I didn't really do it as much like now. But like a long time ago, I used to watch like I think it was like a Diamonds hoop mixtape, something like that.
Okay.
All His Life hoop mixtapes. I used to just watch a whole lot of those clips, and I used to try to just like recreate the moves while I was at the park. So I think that's really where I got all my moves from, just watching basketball. Seven Woods, a whole lot of older.
Oh yeah, that was some. Yeah, Seven Woods was crazy. I
No, that makes my heart smile that we're preserving recipes, because we used to watch them N1 mixtapes and then go out and try and do the moves. I wasn't as successful on a lot of them, but you know, you clearly got it down. So keep holding it down. Can't wait. Cock's always up. Congratulations. And don't let Tyler talk too slick to you, man. Like,
hey, I didn't even do nothing yet. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, thank you, Shawnee, for the South Carolina perspective. MiLaysia, I did kind of want to just piggyback off that question though. When it comes to your style of play, you mentioned there that it's something that you've practiced before, like when it comes to pulling out certain moves. But like when you're in the moment, is it just like instinct for you? Like when you're pulling these things out, like it's like what are the thoughts that are going through your head, like as you're pulling off stuff that we haven't seen before, really? Like like you are actively creating new things in basketball while you're on the court, and that's not something most people can say, and you're doing it as a freshman. What's kind of the mindset as you're playing?
Really, definitely what you said it's definitely an instinct. I don't really think, but like most of the times when I try to think of what move I'm going to do, it never works out. So I just told myself like, just go. Like, I just react off of my defenders. So they like try to reach out, just like put it behind the back because I practice it so much. So really just stand true to myself and knowing what I can do on the court, and really just trying to keep the game as less boring as possible. So just putting things on my bag every time I can, and really just playing like I'm still playing on the street ball. I really just hoop like I don't really feel all the fans. I just really just be so locked into the game where I just do things that I didn't even think about doing or I didn't even mean to do, and it just works out in my favor most times.
Obviously you guys had a ton of success this year, and I know you've been in the gym all summer, getting better. But there's still like a lot of inspiration to be taken from the game of basketball at large, and there's still things that you haven't tried in game. Could you maybe give us a preview of like some of the things you worked on over the summer?
Yeah, definitely. I think my mid range is something that I worked on. It's not as creative, but I think it's very important in the game of basketball, and just trying to be a 3-level scorer. I mean, I got the downhill, I got the three. I'm just trying to create a mid range for myself to make the game a little bit easier for myself. And also, I've been trying to get my bunnies back right, trying to do an in-game dunk soon, hopefully.
Hold on. MiLaysia, if you dunk the ball in a game, I'm in Oklahoma. I'll run to South Carolina to storm the court out of excitement.
I'm dead, yeah.
If you dunk in this game,
yeah.
Okay. We're on dunk clock. Dunk clock now.
Yeah.
Okay. Noted.
I said it here first if it happens.
Hello, clipping that. Come on now. MiLaysia, I have a quick story, and I'm sure this is one that you can probably relate to. So for me, my family is tied into South Carolina in a unique way. My god family, my god sister played for Dawn when she had kind of first come to South Carolina, Ashley Bruner. And when I was a freshman, so I graduated college in 2023. So my freshman year was right before COVID hit, and I went to a practice with my god brother. And at this point, I knew I was going to do sports journalism and everything, but I got to meet Dawn for the first time, or technically the second time. I met her when I was itty bitty, but I got to talk to her for a little bit there. And she had asked, she was like, oh, what do you want to do? And I was like, I want to do sports journalism. And she said, well, why aren't you covering women's basketball? And I was like, well, I'm just kind of getting started. But she's like, no, you need to cover women's basketball. And I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds cool. And so she has her media scrum there. And my very first thing of being a media person was going and getting to stand next to her in the scrum as all the reporters come in and everyone starts talking. And from that point forward, I came back to Oklahoma, started a women's basketball show, and I'm going on 4 or 5 years now of covering women's basketball. From that moment with Dawn, that's where it kind of sparked. I had been a fan before, but that's where coverage started. I say that story to say this. Is there a moment over the course of this freshman year where you and Dawn, was there something in particular that maybe stuck with you that she kind of poured into you, whether it be a message or a mentality or anything that Dawn said to you and stuck with in that way?
Yeah, definitely. I think everything that she like talks about, I try to like take it in because she says some real stuff, and most of the things that she said is kind of straightforward, so you don't have to read between the lines or anything. You just really listen and just take in what she's saying and know that she only means best for you. So I think one of my stories that I had with her is probably just her telling me and reminding me who I am and how great of a player I am, and if I just learn how to do the like fundamentals, like I play like street basketball, so like she really just telling me like if I learn the other side of basketball, then everything would just come as easy, not as easy, but like it would just come together a lot more easier for me. So I think my freshman year I was having a lot of problems just putting it all together, being a high schooler, being a top player in high school. You just come into college thinking that you're going to have this outrageous season, and with me I thought it was going to be the same, but when I got to college it was completely different. It was a totally different ball game, and she just did a great job just keeping me to remember who I am and how great of a player I am, and to know that I got a lot of things I need to work on, and that if I just buy into basketball and lock in, that things would just start to flow a lot easier and I'll see the floor a lot better. And that actually started to happen. So that's one thing, and she definitely told me that stuck with me, and I would think it would be in the back of my head every day. Every time I'm having a tough practice or I can't make the right reads or anything, I just remember that this is the side that I need to work on, and it's only going to get me better. And I can't just give up and get mad and try to go to the back of the line and not go. And that made me just want to keep going. If I mess up, I'll just redo it again. I wouldn't just start over. I wouldn't just go to the back of the line. So definitely that, probably.
I think one of the most unique parts of your story and your situation at South Carolina is that you are surrounded by players who are also very good, right? And particularly like in the guard core, when you talk about it, Tahina Pow, you talk about like Ish Breezy Hall, these are leaders, right, for your team. So can you kind of talk about how you develop relationships with your teammates to also kind of reinforce how good you are, how good you can be, but how it all kind of comes together from the coaching staff and your teammates too?
Yeah, definitely. Just playing on a team with such great people who's been in college for 3 years, 4 years, it just gave me another outlet to talk to and get information from. So with Powell and Breezy, I just kind of watch how they react in certain situations or watch how they do certain things on the court, and I try to redo those things and ask them hey, what made you pass there when you could have went there? And they'll just tell me I just think it was smart. I couldn't really see the post, and I didn't want to make a turnover, so I just made the smarter play, which is to pass that way. And that's something that I had a problem with. I'll try to make the hero play instead of making the easy play. So just watching them just do reps, and I'll just let them go in front of me. I go after them so I can just visualize what coach wants us to do. And they've been here for years, so they understand and they know the system. And I just really just try to ask them questions that I don't know or that I can't get to coach on the other side of the court. So my teammates, they're standing right beside me. I'll just be hey, what made you do that? Or how did you know to pass there? Or how did you go over that screen that way? So it was just really just being able to not be afraid to ask questions, not feel like I'm so much better than anybody where I can't ask questions, and just stay grounded and make sure I use my resources, because one day they'll be gone. I think it's their last year of college. So I'm just trying to just get connected to them as possible so I can just be able to, when it's my turn, be able to put on.
Yeah, I love that. I love that mindset, and kind of in a similar vein of the mindset of both the individual and the team right now. How is it? Obviously last year was your first year, so that was everything was new in the sense of preparation and things like that. But now that you have the full year under your belt, And you guys go undefeated.
Yeah.
Something slight. Just a little thing to put in there.
Yeah.
Just some slight.
Yeah.
For you, like obviously you guys lose some pieces, but you reload with other pieces, and so there's differences in that. But when it comes to the differences that maybe you're seeing, whether it be in yourself or as the team as a whole, where you go through a successful season like that, and now you have to do it all over again, and there was already a target on South Carolina's back, but now more than ever with this. Yeah. What is the mentality? How does that shift from maybe what you experienced as you came in last year, and obviously everything was new, but now with a year under your belt and a team that has accomplished what they have, how does that shift from year to year?
I think it's really just remembering the main goal. Last year, the main goal was to win a national championship. I mean, it wasn't to go undefeated, but we just so happened to do that. So really this year, we're just remembering the main goal, just staying locked in, remembering that nothing is going to come easy. And like you said, we have a bigger target on our back than we had last year. So we're just making sure we're staying locked in, not getting too high with the highs, too low with the lows. Going into practice each and every day and putting in work. We're competing at a high level each and every day. So just trying to make each other better. We continuously tell each other every day, like in locker room, like, oh, like teams are going to be coming for us, and like we're ready. I mean, I think that's the most important thing, is to just make sure we're ready as a team. Not only the point guard is ready, then someone else is not ready. Now we make sure we all on the same page, and I think that helps us a lot, because not only do we have a relationship on the court, but like we're good close friends off the court. I mean, we hang out all the time, concerning the fact that we be with each other all day long. We still will hang out on off days. So just things like that, just building chemistry just really helps us, and just remembering that we have a goal. And as distracting as college can be, we just make sure we keep the main thing. And I think that really helps us. And I just came over to this year, and it just feels the same. We got more pieces, but we made sure that freshmen was on the same page as us. Like we told them, like, we have a goal, and this was what we're trying to do. And I mean, obviously they committed to South Carolina to reach that goal. So we're just making sure we're just all on the same page and just working really hard in practice and competing at a high level each and every day.
I'm also go ahead, Ger.
Go ahead.
Oh, one thing I'm also interested in from this past season, on a little bit more of a fun note, I guess, is that Game 1, you're getting people tweeting at you like crazy, like Hall of Fame. I think remind me who it was. Like Kevin Durant was there. Like, was Magic Johnson? Was that when Durant was there?
Magic.
Like these are all time great basketball players that are known around the world, that off like your first game, off rip, immediately stamping you and everything. Was there one that stood out the most to you? And like, when did you realize all of these things had happened? Was there like a moment like post game where you're just kind of scrolling through your phone and you're like, oh my God, like all of these people are like tweeting at me and stuff?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was halftime. Our manager, he was like, bro, like Magic Johnson just posted about you. Like, don't say anything, but Magic Johnson just posted about you. And I'm like, no way. And I was just like so amped up during halftime. Like, I usually, well, not usually, but like every now and then I'll like check my phone, make sure my mom didn't text me or anything, like check the time or something, just random things, because I'm so locked in to where everyone is so quiet in the locker room and stuff. So I just do random things. But that day my body was so amped up, and I was just so ready to go back out there because I had just made that crazy play. So I'm like, wow, like this is what college basketball is like really about. And when I got home, I was just like looked, and I like just see my name just blowing up everywhere. And I was like this is insane. Like, I mean, it's your dream as a freshman coming out of high school, being a top recruit, to like for it to transfer over to college. And like for that to transfer over my first game was like kind of surreal for me, because like it usually takes time, you know. So for that to be my first game and I'm like making a statement like first game, I was like insane. And I was just so blessed. I felt so blessed. My mom, she was so happy because she was actually there in Paris. So they were on their phones. They were just watching. My sister, not my sister, but my goddad, he was there. He's like, bro, like you're insane. Like you're killing it. Like as I'm walking into the locker room halftime, I'm like, wow, like my phone just started like blowing up. Like when I sat down, I'm like, I can't even touch it. So I just waited until after the game, and I seen it, and I was like, wow, like this is crazy.
Did you know in the moment like how crazy the move you pulled off was? Like I said, I know you were just hooping off instinct, but like, did you know like, oh yeah, I got him with that one? Like anything like that?
No, I think so, because right before that play, I had like drove on like 4 people. I think it was like 1-on-4, and I like hezzied at the 3-point line, and I like laid, and I was like, okay, like I'm kind of reading it a little better than I read it. Well, a lot better than I read it in practice, because our practice is like way different from the game. Our highlighters, our practice players, they're very good. So they sped me up multiple times, and like in practice, I probably couldn't get that off. So once I got that move off of Vince 4 people, I was like, okay, when I'm on a fast break, I'm just gonna go until someone stop me. And then I just went, and I seen a girl coming, and I like faked it to Camilla. It was all off instinct. Like I didn't even really mean to do that, but she came over like she was gonna stay on Camilla. So when she did that, I was like, yeah, this a lay. And it like kind of almost didn't go in, but when it went in, I was just so happy, and the gym was like going so crazy. So it just felt surreal, really.
Yeah.
Going like, yeah, you're talking about your experience in Paris, and that was like a really cool moment. That's how you guys started the season against Notre Dame. Like Tyler said, and Shawnee alluded to, like fams travel.
Crazy.
You guys could be on Antarctica and they would come.
Yes. When
And-
we first got to Paris, I was like, oh my God. Like,
yeah, no, I mean, that is one of the coolest aspects of the South Carolina fan base, is that they're showing up no matter what, no matter where, anytime. But thinking back to your experience in Paris, like for a lot of you, I would imagine like that's your first time probably playing basketball outside of the US, right?
Yeah.
What was your favorite just like moment from being there with your team?
My favorite moment was probably the boat ride. Like we had to ride on the boat with Notre Dame and like all their not fans, but like I guess like people who they allowed to come, and like all of our people. So just to be there and just connect with them. I think this was before the game also. So just to be there and just experience Paris. I think we rode past something that was like very, very important. Twin Towers or something. I can't remember. But yeah, it was so much going on to where I was just so overwhelmed and like so excited because I'd never been out of the country. So to be there, it was like, wow, like this is a whole different country. This is Paris. I love it here. Like I didn't want to leave really. So just being there with the people from Notre Dame and also the people from South Carolina, it was something I would never forget because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who never been out of the country. So just to experience that with not only your opponent, but I mean, we're both Under Armour school. Obviously, I'm signed to Under Armour, so that just meant a lot to me because it showed me that we can really come together as one, and it doesn't always have to be like competition, and just have memories, and those are memories that we won't forget. So just to create memories with other great players like that in a whole different country really just meant a lot to me.
You mentioned being signed by Under Armour there. Look, you've been killing it in the NIL world. Like it's been, and look, you're stardom. Like you are one of the top stars in women's basketball. Like it's crazy how something can just like develop, and that's like with that one play, everything just shot up for you. It felt like. How have you kind of been able to manage that? And like obviously it's a whole new world. Just I mean everyone's still learning NIL, frankly, even though it's been here for a couple of years now. Like it's still so fresh in the grand scheme of everything. How have you kind of been able to kind of maneuver around that while also just learning how to be a college basketball player and a college student? And also we manifest here in the no cap space.
Really?
If there is
really.
is there a dream NIL deal that you haven't had yet that we can start manifesting here today? If you were to pick one brand that you haven't been able to collab with that you'd want to, who would it be?
Probably, I don't know. That's a good question. Probably Lay's chips because I feel like Lay and
And you got the Lay. Oh no!
I love it. I'm doing as much marketing, so I feel like that's a great start. You gotta start somewhere, Lays.
Okay, start somewhere, Lays. You hear it? Like,
Definitely.
Look, okay, we're manifesting now. We're getting the ads out. We're tagging. Like we're gonna get to it. We manifest here. So I did to the first part of the question. Like, how has that been though? Like, managing the kind of new fame and stardom that you've been able to gain over this past year.
It's crazy. You said manifest because I actually manifested my deal with Curry. I left from the number one team just to go play with Team Curry, just so I can perhaps have an idea with him in the future, and that happened. So just really just doing things with a purpose. So like all the deals I got, I mean, I feel like they have a purpose. The crazy thing is with Red Bull, I think I accidentally had a Red Bull in the back of my picture one day, and then my agent, she just contacted them, and they felt like I was a great player to like rep their brand. So I got to meet the Red Bull people. They're great people. When I decided that I wanted to work with them, it was not just a yes, I want to do it because of Red Bull. No, I had to make sure it meant something to me, and not only me but my brand. Because with NIL, people like try to sign a whole lot of deals off the strength of their names, but if it doesn't fit you, then I don't think it's kind of meaningful. It doesn't mean anything. So for me, I just make sure I have a purpose in all of my NIL deals, and just don't say yeah to anything and everything because some might not fit me. Like, for example, like for makeup, people wants to work with me. I wouldn't do that because that's not me. That's not who I am. So I think like with players, they just, because I know I'm not the only one who thinks like this. With players, you just kind of see the deals that make sense for you and your brand, and then you like move forward with it and create goals and just do everything outside the basketball. I feel like NIL has nothing to do like on the court. It's more so off the court. And if you're signing to brands and you're representing these brands, you have to make it make sense. So that's what I really do as far as NIL. And I just make sure I stay grounded, make sure I remember where I came from, because NIL is a great thing. But before that, athletes, they didn't really get anything. So just making sure I stay blessed and stay appreciative for everything that I get.
I love that.
That Red Bull ad when you get that dunk that gives you wings.
Come on, man. Give you wings?
Yeah.
Like right into it? Come on now.
It's gonna be crazy, man. I can't wait. It hurt me. I said it here first, so you're gonna see.
Oh, we'll remind them.
We're gonna see it.
One thing that I mentioned, we touched on it earlier, kind of talking with the vets and everything on this team, with the amount of talent. I think it's interesting because there is so much talent on this team. Like, so many of the players that are on South Carolina's roster could go to a lower level, quote unquote, team and be the focal point, be the main player, be who they're playing through the entire time.
Definitely.
But you guys choose to go to South Carolina and be a part of, a larger team effort and everything. And I'm interested, like, are there conversations about that? Like, when it comes to the sacrifice that goes into, even though like you guys are all top talents in your own way and can all probably dominate on a team in your own way, but you guys all come together and sacrifice. What are the kind of the conversations or the mindset, whether that's in recruiting or during when you're actually there? How does that kind of function, I guess, for you guys as a team with so much talent?
I think as a team, we just remember that we don't compare ourselves to anybody, so that really helps us a lot. Because if we was to do that, then everyone would have a whole lot of opinions, and everyone would be in the transfer portal. So I think really we just stay locked into what we're trying to do, and we don't really try to worry about other teams and other players and how successful other players are, because there are different predicaments, different situations. And here at the University of South Carolina, you're not just trying to make history for your individual performances, but as a team. And I think we all just understand that very well, and not only just in each other's faces, but like in life, period. We that's how we act, that's how we approach everything, that's how we approach practice, that's how we approach games. If some player didn't have a great game, we just make sure we remind them, like, hey, you're good, like you're the best player I know, like you're the best guard I know, you can do this, you can do that, just use that to your advantage. You're good, this is only one game, this is only one practice, you're only going to get better. Just making sure we keep each other motivated and with a right mindset, because you can really get distracted about a whole lot of things on the internet and see a whole lot of other people's success and try to compare it. But I mean, comparison is the thief of joy, and we really just worry about ourselves and worry about our own program, and we win as a team, really. So that starts in the locker room. That starts with us just believing in each other and buying into each other, knowing that we can go to another school and do these crazy things, but at the end of the day, it's only one team that can win a national championship, and that's the team that is actually a team, and they're connected, and not only off the court but on the court. So
yeah, no, I feel you 100%. All right, we could talk to you all day. I only got two more for you. Okay, we could go all day, but we're very appreciative of your time. One that I have to ask, because if I was in your shoes and I was able to pull off the moves that you can, I'd be raising hell. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I would be talking trash. I would not be good. Like, it's a reason that I'm 5'7" and not athletic, because I'd be for you. Oh, it'd be bad. So now I gotta ask you though, as someone who does have those talents, are you a starter? Are you a finisher? Do you talk at all? I'd be
definitely. I'm definitely a finisher, I think. I'm not going to say anything to anyone until they say something to me, because really I'm a freshman. Well, I'm not even a freshman anymore, but I'm a sophomore. So I'm really just on the court, just trying to remember what I'm supposed to do. So if you're trying to talk to me during the game, I'm like, bro, like, it's really a distraction. So I'll like just try to get you back. We're trying to lay you up or like trying to cross you up or something. But I never like say anything back unless like you're really talking smack. Like I think like the Notre Dame game, like after I did that layup, I was like cheering and someone faced, but that's only because it was so much smack talk from them that I was like, dang, like come on. So I say a little something. I really just clapping, like I clap. I won't say anything.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I feel you. Also, did I say 5'7"? I'm at 6'1". No, it just depends on the day, posture or whatever.
The shoes.
But exactly the shoes. Like I got it's 5'8" we'll call it.
Yeah.
MiLaysia, we're so excited to see you this season. And my last one that I have is just very general here.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the success last year. We saw how you guys came together as a team last year. What should fans be expecting this season? Whether it be something new, more of the same. What is the expectations, and what should fans be excited to see from this version of South Carolina this year?
Just really just excited to see us just get out there and put on a show. I think this team is so talented to where all 13 of us can have a great game each game. So just be excited, just be prepared to just see us as a fast, determined, coachable team. Consistent. I mean, I feel like we're very good, and by the way we practice, we work really hard and we compete at a high level. So I can't see us going out there and not doing anything other than that, really.
There you go. MiLaysia, we are so excited to see it this season. We're ready for the dunk.
Yeah.
We're gonna be tagging Lace.
Yeah.
Like we are locked in, MiLaysia. The door is always open for you. We can't wait to see what you and this team get to do this season. Thank you so much for joining us here in No Cap Space.
Thank you. No problem. Thank you for having me.
All right, y'all. Make sure you guys stay tapped into everything No Cap Space. All the links are down in the description below. Go get your home field order, subscribe, check out the Substack. It's all free to consume No Cap Space content, and we'll see you next time.